You've probably heard about that cool experiment Harvard researchers ran a few years back. Harvard split students into two groups. The first group just watched the training, but the second group had to practice in the middle of the training, answer questions, and make mistakes. The students in the first group, who had only listened to the professor's lecture, were confident that they'd performed better and that they'd learned everything. The second group, who had been forced to solve problems, felt like learning had been harder for them and that maybe they hadn't learned as much. But when they were tested, the result was the opposite. The second group got better results. Why? Because knowing what you're supposed to do is different from actually being able to do it in the real world. I brought this up to get to this point. For example, you might watch hours of training videos about sales, management, customer support, or even tough board conversations and think you're completely ready to go out and crush it. But when a customer asks you a tough question on the phone, you fall apart and can't answer. And that's exactly the problem that Roleplay Sessions, Synthesia's new feature, wants to solve. You probably know Synthesia for its avatars and AI training videos. You watch the video, absorb the information, and then you're expected to perform correctly in a real situation. But Roleplay Sessions wants to turn this path into a cycle. Inform, practice, coach, measure. That means first you watch the training, then you enter practice, get coaching, and finally you can measure your progress over time. Now let's go see how it works in practice. After going to the official site and logging into my Synthesia account, inside our dashboard a Create Roleplay section has been added. There are already made scenarios like cold call, discovery call, field sales, manager feedback, so I don't have to build anything from scratch. I go with discovery call. Underneath, I pick who I want on the other end of the line. There's a row of personas, each with a different personality baked in, and I choose the one that fits the kind of conversation I want to practice, then set the language to English. I hit Start Session, get a quick preview of who I'm about to talk to and what the scenario is, skip past that, and enable my microphone. The browser asks for permission, I allow it, and then I hit Join Call. And just like that, I'm in the conversation.
Hey there. Thanks for taking the time to connect. I'm glad we could get on the calendar.
Hi, David. Thanks for taking the call. I wanted to quickly introduce our solution and see if it could be useful for your team. We help IT teams manage infrastructure more efficiently and reduce operational complexity. Are you currently using any tools for infrastructure management?
We use a handful of standard tools, nothing exotic. What did you want to cover specifically?
I understand. Our platform can automate a lot of these processes and make things easier for your team. I think it could be a good fit for your company.
I want to be mindful of time. Before talking about solutions, I need to know you actually understand our environment. Can you clarify what you think the core challenge is for a team like mine?
I can send you some information after the call. Maybe we can schedule a demo sometime if you're interested.
I think we should leave it here. I haven't heard enough to justify pulling my team into anything. Thanks for the time.
The conversation ends and now I move into the coach section. But it's not just going to throw a score at us like a game and say, you did well, or you did poorly. First it asks me, how do I think the conversation went? I think I moved into talking about the solution too quickly. I didn't spend enough time understanding David's actual infrastructure priorities and challenges. I also didn't ask enough follow-up questions to understand the impact on his team. And my next step was too generic instead of being based on what David actually needed.
That's a really thoughtful reflection.
Then the coach shows the result and reviews in detail where my performance was weak. One of the main issues is that I jump too quickly into explaining and making excuses, and here's the overall score I got. After getting the coaching, I run the same scenario again, but this time I try to actually apply the advice I got within the conversation.
Hi there. Thanks for making the time.
Hi David, thanks for speaking with me. Before we discuss any solution, I'd like to understand your current priorities a little better. What is the biggest infrastructure challenge your team is dealing with right now?
Sure. At a high level, we're focused on keeping things running smoothly as we grow. Nothing too surprising there.
Thanks, that's helpful. How are you currently managing that? And where do you feel the current approach could be improved?
Honestly, we've got a stack of tools that each handle a piece of the puzzle, so just streamlining things would help. It's not that we're falling over, but there's room to tighten it up.
Understood. How is that affecting your team on a day-to-day basis? And how important is solving this compared with your other priorities right now?
On a typical day, it means my team juggles a few different dashboards and processes, which adds overhead. Compared to other priorities, it's important, but it's one of several things on the radar.
That's useful to know. If you could improve this successfully, what would a good outcome look like for you? When you evaluate a new solution, what matters most to you? Who else would normally be involved in making that decision?
Well, for me, it comes down to whether it can actually handle our load without adding more complexity. Beyond that, our ops lead would weigh in, and finance would need to see the numbers make sense.
Thanks, David. That gives me a much clearer picture. Rather than giving you a generic pitch, I think the next step should focus specifically on your priorities and whether we can actually help. Would a more focused technical decision be a reasonable next step?
I'm not opposed, but I'm not pulling my team into an evaluation on the back of a good conversation. I need to see evidence that holds up in an environment like ours before we go further. What have you got that speaks to that?
Hi, I'm your coach today. You just wrapped up your practice session, so before we dive into your results, let's take a moment to reflect on how it went. What do you think went well for you in that conversation?
This time, I first tried to understand the impact of the problem. Now, after the second attempt, I can compare the scores with the first attempt and see whether I actually improved in areas like listening, empathy, managing tension, and offering solutions. Of course, the idea behind roleplay sessions isn't for AI to replace a manager, a coach, or human connection. An avatar can't recreate all the complexity, emotion, and pressure of a real conversation. What it can do is create more opportunities to practice, meaning an employee can rehearse a scenario several times before talking to a real customer or taking up their manager's time, see their own mistakes, and walk into their real situation more prepared. At the end of the day, good companies are still built by good people. AI here just helps those people get more chances to practice and improve. Synthesia itself says its platform is used by over 90% of Fortune 100 companies. That said, this statistic is about the Synthesia platform as a whole, not specifically roleplay sessions, especially since this feature was just recently introduced. If you find this tool useful and interesting, let me know in the comments, and until the next video, take care of yourself.